Welcome back. Today I'll be making a very popular and traditional Turkish flatbread called Gözleme. Gözleme was originally eaten at breakfast but nowadays can be eaten at any time with many alternatives for the filling. Today I'll be making it with a deliciously spicy chicken and potato filling. If spice is not your thing, you can leave out the chilies and just have it plain. Also check out my 3-in-1 Gözleme video, which I will leave a link to at the end of this video. Here's what you'll need to make approximately 16 Gözlemes. Let's get started. Add 14 grams or 2 packets of dried yeast to 1 kilogram of plain flour. Then add 20 grams of salt. Mix thoroughly. Then create a well in the middle and pour in 600 ml of warm water. Start by mixing with a wooden spoon, then use your hands to form a dough. The use of yeast in this recipe is optional, as these flatbreads can be made just using flour, water and salt. Knead for about 10 minutes using a drop of olive oil on your hands to soften the dough. Then cover and leave for 1 hour. In the meantime, prepare the filling. You'll need 2 medium to large onions, which should be sliced thinly. And 2 large potatoes, which should be grated using the coarse side of the grater. When the potatoes have been grated, squeeze out the excess juice. We do this to prevent the pastry from becoming soggy. Cover and put aside. Next, remove any thick stems from the parsley, leaving only the softer stems and leaves. Then finely chop the parsley. This is where you have the option to spice up the filling by adding some peppers of your choice or leaving them out altogether. If using them, chop into small pieces so that they can be easily distributed across the filling. That's the vegetables prepared, time to start the cooking. Using a large non-stick pan, heat up approximately 5 tablespoons of olive oil. When the oil is hot, add the onions and saute on medium to high heat. When the onions soften, add the minced chicken. Using a wooden spoon, break up any lumps and keep stirring on medium to high heat until the chicken has begun to brown. Then add the chopped peppers if using them. Continue cooking the chicken until it has completely browned, stirring all the time. If necessary, lower the heat to avoid it catching at the bottom. Then add 1 teaspoon cumin, half a teaspoon black pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix thoroughly to blend in the seasoning. If you notice any lumps in the chicken, be sure to break them up at this point to avoid clusters later on. When the chicken has cooked through, add the grated potatoes. Sprinkle on approximately 1 teaspoon more of salt or to your taste and 1/4 teaspoon more black pepper. Keep stirring on low heat and be careful that the bottom doesn't catch. There's the option to add some paprika or chili pepper here if you like, to give the filling an extra kick. Cook for a further 5 minutes. Then finally add the chopped parsley. Evenly distribute the parsley throughout the filling, then take off the heat, cover and allow to cool to room temperature. When the filling is at room temperature, the dough should also be ready to be rolled out. Roll onto a lightly floured surface and knead for a minute to remove any air. Forming a square or rectangular shape, divide the dough into 2 equal parts. Keep one part covered to avoid drying whilst you work with the other. Divide each part into smaller portions for the Gözlemes as shown. I was able to get 8 portions out of each half of the dough. Roll each portion into a ball and cover to prevent drying. Repeat with the second half of the dough. Altogether, you should be able to make 16 gözlemes of 25 cm length and approximately 12 cm width using this recipe. Leave to rest for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, start with the first dough ball. Roll to approximately 1 mm thickness, lightly flouring the surface and dough to help. As mentioned, you should be able to achieve a diameter of about 25 centimeters. Spoon on some of the filling to one half of the gözleme, leaving about a centimeter clear around the edge. Fold over the other half and lightly press with your hands to remove any trapped air and to level the filling. Repeat the process until you have a few to start cooking with. After you have rolled out the dough, give it a gentle toss to remove any excess flour. You'll need a griddle or a heavy frying pan. We don't need to oil the pan. These are generally cooked dry. Make sure the pan is hot before you put them on and keep the heat on medium throughout. Place the gözlemes onto the pan, checking and turning them regularly to cook evenly on both sides, whilst preparing more to go on as you take the cooked ones off. Trim off any excess pastry around the edges and save to use later. If you collect enough excess dough, you may be able to make a bonus gözleme. Have a nearby cooling rack to transfer the cooked gözlemes onto as you remove them from the pan. Often these are brushed with melted butter or olive oil as soon as they are removed from the pan, but a healthier option is to leave them dry. Keep the cooked gözleme covered with a tea towel to allow the heat to soften them up. I hope you'll give this recipe a try and let me know what you think of this video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so to receive new recipes posted weekly. Also, don't forget to like and share this video and click on the links at the end to watch more now. Thank you for watching. I hope you will join me again soon. Bye for now.